All right, so as we come past the sign, you see the village here, a little veranda on the outside. On the back side is a screened-in porch, both top and bottom, that we'll see as we come around. Coming down just on the left side of the image is the Unit 2, the second half of that Unit 1, Unit 2 duplex. And you can see this is just a week right after the hurricane came through. The eye of the storm stopped about 40 miles or so from here, made a U-turn and went back out the other direction, so the island here was very fortunate. We had winds sustained about 70 miles an hour with gusts up in the 95 to 100 mile an hour range, and you can see the vegetation did quite well. Some of the browning that you see in the plants is from the salt water and the wind peltering it, and Malcolm confirms for me that that's all going to grow back, and they're pretty hardy plants he's got in here.
Yeah, minor pruning and just some new growth will fix all that up. So there's nothing here I think that has been astonished by the storm.
This yellow unit here is Units 3 and 4. Unit 3 is privately held, and Unit 4 has a group that owns it. And that brings us winding around the driveway, and you notice that the driveway is in fantastic condition. Curbs are well met, pull-off spots for visitors to come in and put their car off the roadway. And then we'll start walking down the hill towards some of the other lots.
Yeah, the landscaping here was meant to actually keep a lot of the vehicular lights and cars, kind of make this a little more private in
Okay.
here. So this has a little more heavy vegetation back here.
So this is Units 7 and 8 here, the other duplex. And as you heard Malcolm say, the vegetation, the height of it is designed so that when cars are coming by, the headlights aren't beating through the windows. So as we continue around, we're still walking downhill a little bit towards the rest of the property. And these are the lots that are still available here in Village 1, or in the villages.
We tried to create these parking eyebrows, not to kind of stem away from like a typical parking, space. Make these look a little more natural. So that's why they have that unique shape to them, and basically just an eyebrow to pull off, get the vehicle off the road, and again, not be as commercialized as a parking space, so to speak.
Doesn't take up as much space.
Right.
And then also doesn't look as ugly as just a big rectangular plot would be. Good idea. So then this is the circle, which is essentially the end of the property. The other, I think there's 3 other units that are plotted out to be back here off the circle, could be built. So you can see everything is, walls are built.
Yeah, this is usually heavily dense in vegetation, but from the storm, kind of thinned it all out. I'd say by the end of this year that this will be nice and thick and green again. I would have to say this property is one of the prettiest properties on the island. And there'll be people that will stop here and take pictures before on the way to the airport of using this as a backdrop.
No kidding.
It's kind of funny, and I've seen it. Brent's seen it. When you stay here a lot, y'all cars come in and just check it out.
And I didn't point it out, but there are storm drains along to keep the drainage so the people at the bottom of the driveway don't get washed out by rain that would come from up above.
Yeah, we've graded the property so that there's no standing water. There's very good percolation, and there's no drainage issues as far as water runoff into any of the buildings. Even though this building may look low, we've crowned the grading so that the water will rush actually that way. As you can actually see where it's a little bit lower. So all this water that comes down here naturally drains to the back there. And between vegetation and the backyard, all that water goes back there.